what happened in the last few verses. Bhishma Pitamah is lying on his bed of arrows and the war has ended. Everybody is standing in front of him. Yudhishthira has asked him a few questions. He has answered them. You have heard me yesterday's satsang, what he answered. And then he turns his attention, because it is the last few hours of his going away. So he turns his attentions towards Krishna. And then he looks at Krishna in his mind's eye. He sees Krishna in a four-arm form, dressed up in a yellow garment and standing in front of him. Krishna is there amongst everybody over there, the Pandavas, the gods, everybody is standing there. They are just waiting, that Bhishma Pitamah is just about to go back to heaven or wherever he is going. So even Bhishma Pitamah is also of the opinion that it is high time I take Krishna's name. And that is where we are just now. So we will continue from the next verse onwards. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, verse 31. By pure meditation, looking at Lord Sri Krishna, he at once was freed from all the material inauspiciousness and was relieved from all bodily pains caused by the arrow wounds. Thus all the external activities of his senses at once stopped, and he prayed transcendentally to the controller of all living beings while quitting his material body. We'll do the next verse also. Bhishma Dev said, which is verse 32, let me now invest my thinking, feeling and willing, which are so long engaged in different subjects and occupational duties, in all powerful Sri Krishna. He is always self-satisfied, but sometimes, being the leader of the devotees, he enjoys transcendental pleasures by descending on the material world, although from him only the material world is created. So here Bhishma Pitamah is looking at Sri Krishna, and in his own way he is so much in love with Sri Krishna. He looks at him and says that he is so happy to see Sri Krishna over there. The Lord himself has come to take him away. Whatever sins that I might have committed in this life of mine. Remember, Bhishma Pitamah is a person who has done a lot of things in his life which were very much connected to his way of living. He was not married, if you remember. He has given away his throne or his kingdom to somebody else. He refused to marry those women in the beginning. There were lots of things which have happened, transpired during his stay on earth. There were certain decisions which he had taken which were against his own grain also. Like joining the Kaurava army. Though the scriptural and the religious knowledge will tell him that he is not supposed to be doing these things because it is against the dharma. And yet he has taken certain steps in life which were contrary to a person of such a high caliber. So in our life we have religious knowledge. You will find that Bhishma Pitamah represents religion in our own life. You will find that in religion there are certain things which are contra to what the general belief systems are. Isn't it true? You will find that there are certain things which you will find, how can this be? How can that be? A simple case in point is, there is a Supreme Court in India and there is a High Court in India, in different places. A High Court has come up with a ruling which it may not go well with certain types of people. But the ruling has come. And in that it is mentioned that a woman, even though highly educated, now she may be a PhD also, she may be a master's in some subject also, she cannot be forced to take up a job. This is the ruling which has come up in the High Court. Now, very simply, does this ruling appeal to you or does not appeal to you? Isn't it your own way of looking at the ruling? You may say a woman has educated herself up to, maybe she is a MD, she is a PhD, or she is a very highly educated person. Why is she wasting her knowledge? This is how you may think. And somebody will look at you and say that you are a male chauvinist, right? And there are other people in this world who may be feminist and they may say something else also. They will say, why is she not empowering herself? She's taken a back seat, she's just become a mother, she's just rearing children and she's taking care of the house as a housewife. So do you see, one ruling is contra to what your thinking processes are. You may not like it. The same thing is happening across the world. There are certain rulings done by the British Prime Minister which some part of the society doesn't agree with, and some part of the society is jubilant about it. Isn't it? Similarly, there is another ruling here in India which is done by the highest authority in India. The highest authority for law is the Supreme Court of India. In the Supreme Court of India, it was mentioned that if a woman has a child, okay, from some other man, and she is married to this person, now if there is a divorce or something like that, this person has to pay for this child who is not his own. Think like that. The Supreme Court has ruled that even if the child, your wife might have done something else outside the marriage, but she is entitled to say that you have to pay alimony and you have to pay child care, for the child. And the court has ruled that whether you like it or not, you have to pay for it. How does that sound to you? You may say, this is not good. Why should I pay for somebody else's child? Now you are saying something which may not appeal to your taste. Think like that. But let us say you have got remarried. You are already having children, that lady is having children, maybe 2 children from previous marriage. Isn't that also going to happen? So there are various things that can happen. There is no way of knowing what this world looks like or how it works. And that is the reason why certain decisions which a man takes in life may go against the vein of the society, may go against the vein of the family. The family will say, why are you taking this call and this decision? Got it? Sometimes you will find that you may have to go against the religion also. People who get married in other religions, there are many, isn't it? So there is going to be some issue there. So in this world, you cannot have a straightforward answer for anything. And those are the reasons why Bhishma Pitamah, after taking many decisions in his own life, which may be contrary to the religious principles and may be contrary to his own life, he believes in one thing, but he has to take a decision for another thing. Got it? So he is asking for pardon right in the beginning. Before he starts his journey, that is just before death, he is asking for pardon. He says, I have done all sorts of material inauspiciousness, wrong things in my life, which are inauspicious, which are not good at all. And then I have bodily pain also. How many arrows are pierced in him? So there is a continuous pain in every part of your body, of the body. You see, even one small nail, it hits your foot. You know how painful it is. Here is a person whose body is full of arrows and he is alive for last so many days. He is lying on a bed of arrows. So there is tremendous amount of pain. So these are the things. Then all these things do matter a person. And when he looks at Sri Krishna, and he asks for pardon, all the inauspiciousness goes away from him. All the pain goes away from him. Think of it in such a manner. So there is a very beautiful story. In Shivaji Maharaj's time, there was a fort on top of a hill. And because the place was surrounded by the Mughals, Aurangzeb's army, so the main doors were closed for this fort. And there was this woman from inside that fort who had gone to sell certain stuff in the nearby villages. And when she was returning back in the evening, the doors were closed. She called out, but nobody came to answer her. Her very tiny baby was lying inside. The baby was inside in her own house. So what she did was, she climbed the entire parapet of the fort, the entire wall of the fort, and somehow got inside and went and first fed the baby. She did not care about herself. There was so much of pain, there was so much of hurt. She had done a mountain climb, the entire mountain side was tremendously steep. If you go to see all the forts built by Shivaji Maharaj are like that only. I personally climbed 2 of them. So I know what I'm talking about. They were very straight down, So she did that. And when she was caught, next morning she was brought in front of Shivaji Maharaj, and they said that this lady has come inside after the doors were closed. And the woman tells Maharaj that, I had to do this because my child was hungry. Shivaji Maharaj is very nice. He pardons her and gives her gifts and says, thank you very much, you are a great mother. Now many a times this happens. So here also, Bhishma Pitamah is looking towards Krishna and expecting him to forgive him for everything because he is a great mother. He forgives. So he says, he prayed transcendentally to the controller of all living beings while quitting his material body. So he is praying to him and saying, please pardon me. I have done so many wrong things in my life. These decisions which I have taken are maybe contrary to the entire Vedas in the Shastras. I should not have done this kind of a thing. I would like your pardon. So he says, now I want to turn my attention only to Sri Krishna, so that if I were to have single pointed attention to Krishna at the last minute of my journey, I will reach his heaven. So he says, Sri Krishna, who is always self-satisfied. See, human beings are never satisfied with anything. Think about it. Here is Bhishma Pitamah dying. He is looking towards Krishna. Right? And he is saying, I'm very sorry, I don't want to do this, blah, blah, blah. All those thoughts are going on in his mind. A similar situation is there in the last book, where Sri Krishna is lying over there with the arrow stuck in his foot. It has poisoned him. The poison is seething to his veins. He is about to die. He is not even thinking of anything. Here is the Lord himself, who is about to die. He is thinking only of the welfare of the world. He is not thinking of forgiveness. He is not thinking of anything. Even when the question of forgiveness comes, do you understand? Gandhari is cursing him. He doesn't ask for forgiveness. On the contrary, he says, I accept whatever you give me, my mother. Do you have that ability? No. Sri Krishna is Sri Krishna. He accepts the troubles. He accepts the pains. And he says he is always thinking about everybody else. He is not thinking of himself. He doesn't think of himself. In his life is only about serving others, not about himself. Even when a question of marriage comes, he has not thought of getting married. All the ladies in the group that he has married, those 8 women, plus the 16,100 others, it is out of the goodness of his heart that he marries them. You understand? Rukmini sends him a letter saying that please save me from this person, Shishupal, and my brother Rukma. So he goes and he takes her from there. Same with Satyabhama and every other wife of his. He is not bothered about himself over there. Please remember this. That is why he says, he is self-satisfied. He is never bothered about himself. He is not saying, I want this beautiful woman, I want that beautiful woman. No. I want a death which I can just control myself. I just want to die like that. He is not even bothered about the death. You remember? So I have told you all these stories for you to understand that pain, something which a normal human being cannot overcome. Sins, you cannot overcome. What you have gone against the society, nobody can overcome. Here is the Lord himself, self-realized himself. He is always lost in himself, but is bothered about everything in the world. That is the greatness of the Lord. He enjoys transcendental pleasure by descending in the material world. He comes down on the earth and wants to go through every pain a human being goes through. You may say, oh, he is God, he will not feel pain. See, think like this. Your way of thinking is what? You are thinking, anyway he is God, he can take care of himself. No pain will come to him. No. When he takes up a human body, he accepts the defects of the body and bears them. This is something people don't understand. Every pain he will bear. Every problem he will bear. Everything which is human, he will take care of it, as if he wants to give a lesson to the world. So although from him only the material world is created, though he is the one who creates the material world, but when he enters the material world, he behaves exactly like an ordinary mortal. How many people can understand that he is God? Nobody can understand. Sri Krishna is the intimate friend of Arjuna. He has appeared on this earth in his transcendental body, which resembles the bluish color of the tamala tree. His body attracts everyone in the 3 planetary systems, upper, middle and lower. May his glittering yellow dress and his lotus face covered the paintings of sandalwood pulp, the object of my attraction, and may I not desire fruitive results. Verse 34, on the battlefield where Sri Krishna attended Arjuna out of friendship, the flowing hair of Lord Krishna turned ashen due to the dust raised by the hoofs of the horses. And because of the labor, beads of sweat wetted his face. All these decorations, intensified by the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows, were enjoyed by him. Let my mind thus go unto Sri Krishna. So he is describing Sri Krishna, how he has come on this earth. He came on this earth as a friend of Arjuna. You also have friends in your life. As a kid also you had friends. You have gone through your own troubles also with them, and you have enjoyed your life also. He has also done the same thing. He has behaved like a child who is, breaking matkas and everything. He has done everything. All the nonsense kids do, he has also done the same thing. You know how kids are. So he has behaved like a kid, he has behaved like a youth, he has behaved like an old person also, he has behaved like a young man also. And he has acted out the whole role to the T. Nobody has any clues. Think about it. An activity like lifting an entire mountain has happened. Got it? An activity where he has lifted an entire mountain. An activity where he has killed Putana. An activity where he has gone inside the lake and stood on top of Kaliya snake. There are so many things that he has done. In today's day and age, somebody does a little thing, he gets the publicity of the whole world. Agreed? And people look at him like, oh my God, this person, he is pulling out gold chain from the air. Got it or no? Krishna has done something which is way beyond anybody's imagination also. And yet there is no CNN, there is no Press Trust of India, there is nobody over there to cover him and say, okay, go and see what he does. The world doesn't even know. Even the people who are there with him, they also have forgotten. I mean, imagine, he does magic all the time, nobody has any clue about it the next moment. Somebody will say, okay, I want a job. Okay, the job is coming. After they get the job, they will attribute it to somebody else. Completely forgetting that there is some very great reason over there why this is coming. And this is something nobody understands. It is never possible to know that the doership is with Krishna only. He only does everything, but the world has no clue about it because they are oblivious of all the things happening in the world. Nobody knows. So, here he is standing in front of all these people wearing yellow garments, and Bhishma Pitamah is saying, look at his color. You know, he got a very peculiar color. And then he is standing over there wearing his yellow garments, and he is hurt. Do you know why he is hurt? Sri Krishna is bleeding. Sri Krishna is bleeding, he has got bandages. He's bought it from Johnson Company maybe. He's got bandages all over his body. Everybody has tied him up. But he's not saying anything. He's not saying, I am in pain. Why does he have that? Do you know? It is Bhishma himself who has struck him with his arrows. We'll see. So on the battlefield, with the yellow hairs of, I don't know whether he had yellow hairs or whatever, flowing hairs. Maybe he had black hairs. Kesh Kaya Kalp, he must be applying all those beautiful things. Okay? Concoctions made by, coriander seeds and this and that and God knows what all things. He must have applied all that. Kaya Kalp, black hair. So he is standing over there, long hairs. His barber has taken a holiday. And because of the labor, like a very ordinary person, he is sweating also. It's in the north of India. Remember, the sun is turning slowly towards the south. You remember the scene, no, when it is happening? Because it is so, it is hot. It is hot over there. And he is sweating away to glory, like an ordinary person. His hairs are moving, and his full face and his body is covered with dust. You have little dust in Bangalore, you get trouble. Huh? You will close your windows and you will put your AC on in the car. Poor Krishna, he was in an open carriage. No? Vadagadi, chariot. And the dust was flowing. All the hooves of the horses are throwing the dust. Can you imagine that? All the dirt is there on top of him. He'll buy a soap now and take a bath. That's a different story. Maybe he'll take a Sikakai soap. So think like that. He is dusty. If you get little dust, you fall sick. You keep on doing like this, just little dust also. And here is Krishna, the Lord of the universe, with all the dust flowing in his nose and in his body and all that, and sweating away to glory. Like that. No AC also. So, all the decorations intensified by the wounds dealt by sharp arrows. I told you just now. He had bandages all over. He was enjoyed by me. Who? Bhishma Pitamah is looking at him. And he's saying, wow, what a beauty. Krishna is standing over there, all tied up all over the place, all dusty and all that. Sweating. And then, in obedience to the command of his friend, Lord Krishna entered the arena battlefield of Kurukshetra between the soldiers of Arjuna and Duryodhana, and while there he shortened the lifespan of opposite party by his merciful glances. This was done simply by looking at the enemy. Let my mind fix upon that Krishna. See, the thing which you have to understand is, sometimes Krishna's benevolence is such, somebody who is supposed to suffer for months at stretch, months, his benevolent glance will kill that person instantly. Now you may wonder, why is he doing like this? Because he doesn't want that person to suffer too much. I hope someday you realize this importance of why he does things, for what reason. Some people have no clue. The person may be suffering very badly. So he will say, okay, I will shorten your life. But he is not going to tell that person that. He doesn't tell anybody like that. And sometimes when people, they come and ask him, can you save my father? Can you save my mother? Can you save this? Can you do this? And that time what he does? He says, okay, I will save them. And he saves them. You will wonder, why is he saved them? See, you have to understand. He just saves them. He doesn't tell them that they are going to die on this date. Do you know the reason why? Because that person and the people connected with that person are having desires. It is the end of desires that is going to give them liberation, not having desires. I hope you get the answer. See, if there is a person in your life who is about to die, and you go and tell Krishna, Krishna, please save my father, mother, whoever it might be. Krishna will say, I could have killed this person instantly and saved the misery for the future life. But the person is asking me for something. I have to be nice to that person. Okay, I will grant them extra life. Extra life is dependent on how they want to lead their life. You have been given extra time to score a goal, isn't it? Do you know? In hockey, football and all, why is extra time given? So that somebody can win. Do you get the point? So the extra time is given so that they can take the name of Krishna. Like here, you will find that Bhishma Pitamah is continuously taking his name. But these people get entrenched in their material worldly life. Khane mein kya hai? What is there to eat? What is there to drink? I want to go to this place. I want to go to that place. I want to enjoy my life. Life extension is not given for enjoyment purposes. Life extension is given so that you can say, I will take the name of God and I will be rid of all the desires in the world so that I can reach the heavens of Sri Krishna. But human beings are very petty. They get saved and then they do not take the name of God. They do everything else in the world. So Krishna is also benevolent over there. He says, I will wait for you till the day when you take my name. So if their brain takes that thing, like the person says, oh my God, I have lived for the last 4 years of my life, extra time I have taken. I should have taken the name of Krishna earlier. and suddenly they turn towards Krishna. At that time his grace falls on them. And then he says, okay, now you are ready for the show. I have told you all this kind of stories before. Have I not? You have not. If you don't remember, that's a different story. But think like this. Don't ask for anything out of turn. On the contrary, say to Krishna, please take this person away so that they will enjoy the journey along with you. That is the most important thing that you can ask for. Don't ask for somebody's extension in life. Never. You are going to become miserable because that person will become full of desires. I want this, I want that, this is there, that is there. I want to be rich, I want to be this. This is what they do. Instead of taking Lord's name, they will end up becoming material worldly, materialist completely. This is not written over here, but I am telling you what it means. So always remember this. So, his merciful glance on the opposite party. This is done simply by looking at the enemy and let my mind be fixed on Krishna. When Arjuna was seemingly polluted by ignorance upon observing the soldiers and commanders before him on the battlefield, the Lord eradicated his ignorance by delivering transcendental knowledge. May his lotus feet always remain the object of my attraction. See, here also, there were a lot of things which Arjuna was doing which were wrong. One is he is looking at the people around him and he is thinking of them, what is going to happen to that person's wife, the children, this, that. What are you doing, sir? You want me to kill them? I'll kill them. Chalo. So I just have to do nothing. You just have to do like this, I will kill them. So he was very benevolent to even Arjuna. He has taken so many steps. Remember the different people that Arjuna killed? He has deliberately helped him out over there so that their misery should be eradicated, so that people can take their name of God and die in the battlefield. And how important it is to die in the hands of Sri Krishna's main person. It's a great thing. Where Krishna tells him, kill this man. And that person does it. It is by proxy that person is getting killed, and because he is killed by proxy, because of the instigation by Sri Krishna, that person can go to heaven. Got the point? Fulfilling my desires and sacrificing his own promise, he got down from the chariot, took up the wheel and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. You know, there is a scene where Sri Krishna's wheel has come off. You know, the chariot's wheel has come off. And Bhishma is going to kill Arjuna. So Sri Krishna takes the wheel in his hand and carries it like a dhal. And goes in front of Bhishma Pitamah, trying to, push the arrows away. And the arrows come and hit Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is bleeding profusely because of those arrows. Remember, the arrows have been sent by Bhishma Pitamah. He is hurt at many places. And yet he is carrying that wheel in front of him so that he can save Bhishma Pitamah as well as Arjuna from falling into the trap of sins. Many a times the Lord himself takes this wheel and goes in front of the person. That person doesn't have any idea. Neither does the person have an idea that he is doing wrong to somebody else. He comes in the middle of these two people and takes the entire brunt of that on himself. The greatness of the Lord can never be understood. The idea that he takes everything from other people is not understood. Bhishma Pitamah could have committed the gravest of the sins when he would have killed, let us say, Arjuna. He doesn't allow that to happen. Because if you are a greatest devotee of Sri Krishna, he will not allow you to fall down. Many a time you will try to do something wrong. Maybe you are doing something which is going to go against you. He will hold you up in that and he will literally prison you over there so that you don't commit that sin. An entire brunt will come on him. He will be hurt. Similarly, somebody who is going to get hurt, he will not allow those arrows to hit that person also. He will take the brunt of that action. So all the troubles which the person is supposed to get also he takes in. This person who is committing the sin is also he is taking in. So from both the sides he is taking in both these things. And that is the reason why he is Sri Krishna. May he, Lord Sri Krishna, who award salvation to be my ultimate destination on the battlefield. He charged me as if angry because of the wounds dealt by my sharp arrows. His shield was scattered and his body was smeared with blood due to the wounds. So here, what is he saying? He is saying that Sri Krishna stood over there and took all the brunt of the action that I was committing. He is bleeding away. He took the wounds of my sharp weapons. And look at the benevolent action that he is doing. He is great in that way. Sri Krishna cannot be anything lower than that. He takes everything within himself. So Bhishma Pitamah says, I would like to take his pardon. I want him to forgive me for whatever I have done. And on top of it, I want salvation from his hands. At the moment of death, let my ultimate attraction be to Sri Krishna. I concentrate my mind upon the chariot driver of Arjuna, who stood with a whip in his right hand and a bridle rope in the left, was very careful to give protection to Arjuna's chariot by all means. Those who saw him in the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original form after death. So here he is saying, I want to look at Sri Krishna. In one hand he had the whip, and in one hand he had the bridle. So he was catching the bridle and the whip, and he was steering the horses. Can you imagine this scene in your own life? If you are a devotee of Sri Krishna, he catches the bridle. Your actions which you perform with this hand of his, and he carries a whip. He doesn't allow you to stray, go here and there. He's directing you in that action. Go here, go there. Don't fall into this trap. So that you, who is the Arjuna of this story, is taken care of so beautifully. Nothing, no harm will come to you. The beauty of being a devotee of Sri Krishna is this. Very few people can understand how he steers you on the path of your life. Because he is the inner controller. An inner controller of your own being. He will never allow you to fall down anywhere. Even if your chariot loses a wheel, he will hold it. He will not allow you to fall anywhere. All the arrows that are coming towards him, that is Arjuna, he will hold it. This is the beauty of Sri Krishna. And those who saw him in the battlefield and those who see him do those actions are also going to get liberated. See, many a times, Sri Krishna grants liberation to some people. You are watching that scene. You are watching that scene happen in front of you. When you are seeing the Lord take the action, you also get liberated. This is a very peculiar thing. It is like you are watching a movie. Now you may say, what will I get out of the movie? Well, don't worry, you are going to get the knowledge of the Lord. And when the Lord is performing those actions, you watching those actions are going to be beneficial to you because you are the observer there. And that is the reason why you will also get the original form after death. Which means what? Fortunately for those who are good enough in their devotional path, they will become human beings again. But there are those people who are not with Krishna. They will be getting lesser bodies. See, the answer is like this. You have to be a devotee of Krishna. That's it. See the actions happening to others also, you will get benefited. Normally what happens is, if others are benefiting from an action by Sri Krishna, you will feel jealous about it, isn't it? Oh, why is that person getting? Why am I not getting? Well, don't have the jealousy. Have the divinity. Have the devotion in you. Look at that beauty of what Sri Krishna is doing to them. You will get your liberation because of that. Because of the benevolence you show yourself. But if you have the enmity, if you have that weakness in yourself and say, why is this person getting and why am I not getting? Finished. And that is the reason why those who saw him in the battlefield of Kurukshetra attained their original forms after death also. They also get benefited. And this is not again understood by people. So we have come to the end of verse 39. We will stop over here.
Recording stopped.